like crazy shock, and I felt like my heart was broken, honestly.
A major report has surfaced that sheds new light on what has allegedly been circulating quietly within Los Angeles Lakers and around LeBron James. According to insiders around the league and within the organization, long-standing discussions about his future are once again becoming a major talking point across the NBA. The story gained traction on April 17, 2026, when journalists Dan Wake and Sam Amick of The Athletic released a report that immediately stirred conversation throughout the basketball world. The timing was significant, as it came just before the Lakers were set to begin their first-round playoff series against the Houston Rockets. The report claimed that multiple anonymous team and league sources believe retirement after the 2025-26 season is still a realistic possibility for LeBron. That alone drew attention, but the more surprising detail came next. According to those same sources, the widely circulated belief that LeBron is planning a league-wide farewell tour is not accurate. The report stated that he has not made any official decisions about retirement, and that the idea of a farewell tour is based more on outside expectations than his actual intentions. In fact, sources reportedly close to him said he has directly dismissed that narrative in private conversations. This revelation shifted the entire discussion. For years, many assumed LeBron would eventually conclude his career with a celebratory final season, similar to other all-time greats. But the report suggested that idea was never part of his personal plan, contradicting what many analysts believed. The timing of the report added even more weight. The Lakers were preparing for a tough playoff matchup against the Rockets, entering as underdogs due to injuries to key players like Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. This forced LeBron, now 41 years old and in his 23rd NBA season, into an even more demanding role. His season had already included setbacks. He missed training camp, preseason, and the first 14 regular season games while recovering from sciatica, and later dealt with a brief muscle strain in April. Despite that, he helped lead the Lakers to a strong finish, including a 15-2 run in March while adjusting to a supporting role alongside Doncic and Reeves. At that point, he was still producing elite numbers for his age, averaging around 24 points and nearly 10 assists during late-season stretches. His performance earned praise from head coach J.J. Redick, who described it as remarkable for a player in his 23rd season still producing at that level. The Athletic report also emphasized that LeBron's decision-making process remains flexible and heavily influenced by family considerations. It noted that no final announcement has been made or scheduled. LeBron himself has repeatedly stated in interviews that he prefers to make such decisions privately, famously saying that people will know when he knows. Family remains a central factor in his thinking. His wife Savannah, daughter Zuri, and sons Bronny and Bryce all play roles in his long-term considerations. His time playing alongside Bronny James on the Lakers has been especially meaningful, adding emotional weight to any future decision about retirement. A tribute ceremony in Cleveland during January 2026 reportedly had a strong emotional impact on him, even reigniting speculation about a possible return to the Cavaliers before he retires. LeBron had already exercised his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season, meaning he will become a free agent afterward. However, money is widely considered irrelevant in his decision-making at this stage of his career. With billionaire status already secured, insiders say his choice will depend more on health, family, and competitive drive. If he chooses to continue playing, staying with the Lakers remains the most straightforward path, especially given his chemistry with both Doncic and Reeves. Still, rival executives have speculated about alternative destinations, including the Golden State Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and even the LA Clippers, though salary cap complications would make any move difficult. What made the report particularly impactful is that it challenges long-held assumptions about LeBron's career ending. For years, analysts believed his achievements, multiple championships, the all-time scoring record, and continued elite production made a farewell tour almost inevitable. But league sources insist that idea was never something he personally embraced. Instead, the report paints a picture of a player whose future remains open-ended, shaped less by tradition and more by private evaluation, timing, and personal priorities. LeBron James had recently exercised his player option, a decision that reportedly came during a period of mild tension with the Los Angeles Lakers front office. A strong late-season surge in March helped ease some of that friction, but uncertainty around his long-term future never fully disappeared. When the Athletic report surfaced in mid-April, it intensified league-wide attention on what LeBron might do next. With team sources now indicating that he has no interest in a formal retirement tour, the conversation shifted dramatically from when he would celebrate his career ending to whether such a farewell would happen at all. The reaction across the NBA was immediate and intense. Fans, analysts, and media personalities quickly weighed in, with many expressing doubt or confusion. A large portion of the basketball community found it difficult to believe that a player of LeBron's stature would quietly exit without a major league-wide farewell celebration. Social media, especially X, formerly Twitter, was flooded with reactions ranging from shock to outright disbelief. Many users questioned whether anonymous sourcing could accurately reflect LeBron's intentions, given his long history of carefully managing his public image and career narrative. Supporters pointed to major moments in his past, most notably his 2010 televised announcement that he would take his talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat, as evidence that he has never shied away from dramatic career-defining decisions. Others highlighted his continued embrace of milestone branding, including wearing gear commemorating his 22nd NBA season, arguing that a player so invested in legacy moments would likely not avoid a farewell tour. Sports commentator Rob Parker publicly questioned the validity of the report, suggesting that the idea of LeBron rejecting a farewell tour contradicted his established public persona. He also raised the possibility that anonymous sources could be shaping a narrative that leaves room for LeBron to pivot later without appearing inconsistent. Other analysts offered a different interpretation, suggesting that LeBron's possible desire to avoid a farewell tour might not come from humility, but from practicality. They argued that a season-long tribute would bring both emotional celebrations and hostile reactions in arenas where he has built rivalries or made controversial decisions throughout his career. The idea of LeBron fatigue also entered the conversation, with some commentators suggesting that 2 decades of constant visibility may have worn down portions of the fan base. Within hours, memes and jokes spread online, including posts suggesting the league might organize farewell tributes for him regardless of his own wishes. Major media outlets like Bleacher Report helped amplify the discussion, turning a single report into a widespread debate across television programs, podcasts, and sports shows throughout April 18 and 19. The historical context only added to the intensity. Kobe Bryant's 2015-16 farewell season had set a modern standard for retirement tours, with arenas across the league honoring him throughout the year. Similarly, Michael Jordan received tributes during his final season with the Washington Wizards. Though on a smaller scale, given LeBron's statistical dominance and cultural influence, surpassing both legends in several respects, many had long assumed he would naturally receive a similar farewell experience. That assumption now appeared less certain. The report also carried major implications for the Lakers organization itself, sparking further discussion. If LeBron were to retire after the 2025-26 postseason, the franchise would reportedly free up significant salary cap space, estimated between $50 million and $60 million, potentially reshaping their entire roster direction moving forward. The situation around LeBron James and the Lakers became a major talking point when reports highlighted his massive $59.5 million cap hold potentially coming off the books after his $52.6 million player option expires. Behind the scenes, Lakers GM Rob Pelinka has already been planning for life after LeBron. In 2025, he openly mentioned that the franchise has a clear succession roadmap once LeBron retires or moves on. Despite all this planning, the Lakers publicly insist they would love for LeBron to retire in purple and gold. Internally, however, they are balancing respect for his legacy with preparation for a Doncic-led future. Fan reactions are divided. Some believe the Lakers should fully commit to Doncic immediately, while others argue that a trio of LeBron, Doncic, and Reeves still has championship potential if managed correctly. Meanwhile, speculation about LeBron's next move has exploded online. Some fans dream of a Cleveland return, others imagine a final pairing with Steph Curry, while some even suggest he could stay in Los Angeles but switch teams or take a surprise route. However, behind closed doors, there is no real drama between LeBron and his teammates. No leaks, no locker room conflict, and no signs of internal issues have surfaced. Reports mostly come from anonymous league and team sources, not direct player criticism. Even former teammate Channing Frye dismissed retirement rumors, saying LeBron is fully focused on winning right now. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver also stated he expects LeBron to play next season, further cooling speculation about an immediate exit. LeBron himself continues to show competitive energy. In interviews, he has emphasized that the playoffs are where everything matters, and his mindset remains locked in on winning, not farewell tours. With injuries to Doncic and Reeves, LeBron has been forced into a heavier leadership role, carrying the team through a tough stretch. Coaches and executives continue to focus on performance and health rather than his future plans. Interestingly, The Lakers' strong March run with LeBron in a supporting role alongside Doncic and Reeves has reinforced internal belief that the core still works if health is maintained. Ultimately, the so-called bombshell narrative is more media framing than reality. The reports did not expose betrayal or locker room conflict. They simply reflected LeBron's own long-standing preference for not focusing on farewell celebrations. The truth is simple. LeBron has not confirmed retirement, not committed to returning, and not closed any doors. The Lakers have a plan, but they are still operating with flexibility depending on his decision. Whether he stays, retires, or makes another unexpected move, one thing is clear: LeBron's next chapter will shape the league. But inside the organization, there is respect, patience, and alignment rather than chaos. So what do you think? Is this really the end of an era or just another chapter in LeBron's legendary story? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep NBA breakdowns.